What's up guys and welcome back. In today's video we're going to be doing the shoulder piece. It is a simple build, but there's a couple things that we got to do first. So yeah, let's get to it. So as usual, I printed everything out and then I numbered each piece by the page number they're in, and then I started cutting everything out. The first thing that we need to do is for this piece from page number 1, we're going to cut on the dotted lines. We're going to do the same thing for this piece from page number 3. So now that we're done cutting all these pieces out, we're going to have to tape some of these pieces together. So I'm going to grab this piece from page number 1, and as you can see, I taped these two sides together, I left the middle open, and then I taped the last two sides also. So I did the same thing to this piece from page number 4. So I also ended up taping this piece from page number 2, because now that way, when we trace it, we have a whole piece instead of a piece that we have to glue together, and that's going to give us more seams that we're going to have to sand and cover up. And then also this piece from page number 3, I did the same thing. I ended up taping just a small part, and it's just going to make it so much easier when we trace it, and then we can just flip it this easy too, and we can get the opposite side for it. So now we're done with everything that we need to do before we can start tracing. So now just grab all of your pieces and start tracing them, and then we can cut them off. So now as you can see, these are all the pieces that we had to tape together. Now we have a whole piece instead of a piece with a bunch of open gaps. And now it's so much easier to trace, and we can just snap our hands and then we have everything ready. So now that we're done tracing everything out, we can cut these pieces out and then we can separate them from the pieces that are flipped and the ones that are the originals. So we're going to start with these two pieces from page number 3 and page number 4. And these two pieces are going to glue like this. So I am going to go over them with a heat gun and then just give them a little bit of a shape, and then I can put some contact cement and then actually glue them together. As you can see, all those markings from the foam, once I go over them with a heat gun, they kind of start disappearing a little, so that shouldn't be a big deal. So carefully just line up the pieces and start attaching them together. So up next, we're going to grab these two pieces, 2 from page number 1 and 1 from page number 2. And these pieces, I'm going to go over them with a heat gun, and I'm going to give them a little bit of shape by bending them a little bit. So for this piece from page number 1, I did some angle cuts. As you can see, both of these sides right here, I ended up doing an angle cut. For this piece from page number 1, once we glue it on top here, we're going to have to do an angle cut here as well, because that piece is going to connect to the other piece that already has the angle cut. So I already put contact cement on both of these pieces, and I let the glue get a little bit tacky, and I'm starting to put these pieces together. As you can see, I always start by putting the edges first, and once I know that I put it right, I attach everything together. That way I can get this kind of an angle. So now I'm going to do the same thing for this piece from page number 1. I'm going to start connecting the edges first, and then I push all of it in. So now it's time to glue these two pieces from page number 1 and page number 2. So I'm going to put contact cement on both of them, and then I'm going to start putting them together. Now we're going to grab this piece from page number 4, and I'm going to go over it with a heat gun, and I'm just going to start bending it a little bit. That way I can give it a little bit of a shape, and then I'm going to start attaching it. And this piece, it's going to go right here, and once I glue this piece, I'm going to give it a little bit of space in the front. That way it kind of gives it like this cool detail. Okay, so now it's time to glue these two pieces together, and this is probably going to be the hardest part of this whole build because you really have to measure it right. So if you look on Peppercare Designer, you'll be able to see where, like, which piece goes where, but for me, I'm just going to go with it, and I am going to do some markings with a pen. That way I know exactly where to glue it and I don't mess this piece up. So this is what it should look like once those two pieces are glued together, and as you can see, I have done my markings, that way I didn't mess up the piece. So now we're going to grab the tiniest piece from page number 3, and this piece is going to be glued right here. It's going to start from the top and then it's going to go towards the bottom. So now I'm going to put contact cement on both of those pieces, and while I wait for the glue to get a little bit tacky, I'm going to grab those two pieces, the circle pieces that go on each side of the shoulder piece, and I'm going to try to glue those on. And I'm probably going to do some markings too, that way I know exactly how I should put them. Okay, so now it's time to put that tiny piece from page number 3 on, and I'm going to start with the top, and I'm going to start going down towards the bottom. Okay, so now that I figured out where I'm going to glue these pieces, I'm going to add some contact cement, and then I will start putting these pieces together. So now we're going to grab the last piece for the shoulder, which is this piece from page number 3, and this piece is going to be glued underneath. And I did some markings, that way I know exactly where to glue it. So once you're done with everything, you should have something like this. Well, like always, thank you so much everyone, and if you like these videos, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and if you have any questions, leave a comment below, and if you want me to keep doing more videos, make sure you hit that subscribe button. See you guys next time.